Thank you for joining the Syndicate Network and your host, Skywalker the Jedi. Skywalker the Jedi.
Yo, what's going on, y'all? It is your boy Skywalker the Jedi tapping in with y'all real quick with this Alien Romulus spoiler-free review. Y'all could be anywhere else in the world right now, but you're here with me rocking out, and I appreciate that so much. We got Mama Bear Art Dog in the chat so early. Thank you, Mama Bear, for always being here and rocking out. Hope you are having a wonderful day. And we very much appreciate you being here. I've been so busy lately. I've been running around literally like all over the city and being state to state. But got back in California. What was that? Friday, and got caught up with everything. And so now I should be able to get back into my groove here with these streams. So thank y'all for rocking out, and thank you for being here, Mama Bear. We very much appreciate you. We got Chris Brown in the building. What's going on, Chris Brown? Salute to you, sir. Hope you're having a great day as well out there in Delaware, bro. And continue to hold it down like you've been doing. Much love to you, Brody. We got Brogu in here. What's going on, Brogu? Right, what's going on, bro? We got Sin Havoc in the building. What's going on, Sin Havoc 5150? Right, yes. Thank you so much for being here, Mama Bear. I miss you, and I miss the rest of y'all, man. 100%. Like, I really been missing having these conversations, but I'm back now. We got Robert Harrison in the building. What's going on, Robert? Hope all y'all having a great day. And let's go ahead and get through with this rigmarole so we can get it started with the show. Make sure that you guys are hitting that like button, subscribing, sharing this out, man, hitting that notification bell as well, so that you guys know when I'm going live, because it helps with our placement in the algorithm, and it helps us also boost the bandwidth for these two hashtags that we've been pushing for like a year and a half and some change now. Hashtag sell ZHL and sell Snyderverse to Netflix. Look into it. You'll find out what's up. And if you do, man, it's almost like I got a burp, but I can't. It's so weird. If you do want to rock out with these hashtags, right? We have 3 ROEs or rules of engagement. We ask that you guys be positive, that you guys don't mix these hashtags, and lastly, we ask that you guys don't tag or mention or quote tweet anybody over at WBD, which is including but not limited to James Gunn. ZSJL to Netflix on YouTube and Twitter are platforms that you guys should be following, as all pertinent information will be coming from there, as well as myself and Leon of the New Geeks. If you guys would like to sponsor a stream, when you guys donate super chats, they are tallied up, and you will sponsor a following stream. Whoever donates the most, like the homie W Mir, who sponsored a couple streams in a row because he really was killing it with the super chats. It's been crazy, right? But lastly, and certainly not least, head on over to inktothepeople.com/saleszsjl. Matter of fact, I'm gonna put that link in the description, because we got those Nobody's Pawn shirts back up over there by popular demand. You know what I'm saying? We've already moved a few more, so yeah, get on over there and check those out and cop some fire merch, while also supporting a good cause in the process, right? So 100%, all proceeds go to the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. We don't see none of that stuff. We don't see none of that stuff. Here we go. Right. We got Josh Herrera in the building. What's going on, Josh? What's going on, bro? Hope you're having a great day as well. Right, very excited to be here, and let's talk about some Alien Romulus, y'all, because y'all know that we've been covering this on night shift, and yo, literally, like, I got back from Vegas on Friday, and I got back at like 5 o'clock, and at 6 o'clock I was in the theater watching Alien Romulus. So I really checked it out as soon as I had got back, and I planned on doing this stream yesterday, but some stuff got crazy, and I couldn't do it. But I still wanted to get this in because we had obviously been covering this on night shift for a, a bit, and I just really wanted to come out here and talk about it. So y'all know how I be doing. We got a few topics to cover, and then yep, we're gonna get on out of here. But y'all know that the biggest thing for me going into this movie was, what was the tone gonna be, right? I had said that several times, that I was really looking for that tone to be very consistent with the first Alien film. And I think that they did that in a tremendous way. I was very pleased with the tone of this movie, but not only that, but just that overall atmosphere. The world in this movie, and this was one of the main things that I came away from this film with. The overall world just was so dope, and I'm so glad that they went the way that they did with building these sets out practically, and just having as many tangible things there that you could possibly have, because having that stuff there and mixed with the way that this film is shot, it has a very like old school feel, but it's new. Like, it looks and feels like this movie could have been made like around the time of the first Alien film. They really pulled it off, and I want to say tips to Fede Alvarez, man, because I think that he did a tremendous job with the entire atmosphere, and just shouts out to the whole production crew, because it just, everything felt so tangible and like real. I'm almost at a loss for words of how to describe it. Hold on one second. Says Prometheus. Yeah, we're gonna get into that a, a little bit later. It's in Havoc, right? They said that we got some Predator Easter eggs, right? Okay. All right. And then you said, Sky, my personal opinion, Neil Blomkamp should have directed this movie. I remember back in 2014, in 2015, he posted online his vision storyline, technology that would supersede Ridley Scott. Yeah, that was the one with the shots got leaked of Ripley with the alien stuff. Like, yeah, I remember that. That could have came out. I don't remember what was it going to be, like a sequel to Alien 1, but I don't know. But back to the atmosphere, yo. It was just amazing. Like, the way that this film opens, you really get that sense, like, from right off the bat, what it's going to feel like, um what it's going to look like, what it's going to, like, how things are going to operate. I don't want to give it away, but it was like a super dope way to open the film, and it grabs you right from the beginning. Right from the beginning. And Chris Brown says, Fede Alvarez did such an amazing job with this film. Saw it for the second time today. Yeah, my pops have seen it twice. I've seen it. Definitely gonna go back and check it out again, because I think that there's obviously some Easter eggs that I was missing out on, because I didn't see the Predator Easter egg. I caught a few Easter eggs, and I was also kind of big on that going into this movie, but we're going to talk about that later as well. But back to the atmosphere. The planet that the characters start off on, I think that it looked gorgeous. Like it really felt so real, man. Everything just felt so real with his film, and I'm gonna see it again in IMAX. The screening that I had went to, it was like, yo, that was the only one that had seats. The IMAX screening, we're gonna have to wait for like another hour and be in like the very front. And I was like, bro, like, nah. I would rather just watch this thing now. I've been driving for like almost 6 hours. You know what I'm saying? So no. There was just this real sense of everything being like just kind of like a parallel for what happens today or what could be like a very near future, I would say, but just in like this off planet alien feel type of thing. But just I was so pleased with the way that this movie uh felt that I just really wanted to kind of start there when it came to talking about this movie. Moving on to the story, I think that it would have been very easy for a film like this to not really try to focus on the story so much instead of trying to just make it scary. I I feel right. Um, but I'm glad that they put so much emphasis into these characters and their arcs over the course of the film because I think it would have been easy and it's kind of lean too much into just trying to do jump scares and make this thing scary. Uh, but I felt that they did a perfect mix of like that feeling of dread, anticipation, knowing something's gonna happen, uh, sometimes getting surprised, uh, having to kind of watch what's going on and what characters are reacting in certain ways to certain things. And uh, yeah, I was just overall pleased with the story too. Um, he says Neil Blomkamp, District 9, Elysium, and Chappie. Yeah, I was a big fan of District 9, and I liked Elysium too. And Chappie was cool, but those other two I really dug, right? Chubby Teddy says, man, Skywalker, you think we'll get a follow-up to Romulus, meaning Rain and Andy's story? I don't know. I hope so. I really do hope so because I think that the Andy character was kind of who I was really invested in throughout the whole story. Rain was dope as well, but I was really watching Andy, and I like the way that they kind of had his arc play out, right? For sure. Says I love this movie so much. Yeah, I really dug it, yo. Says there's a lot of callbacks to the original Alien franchise overall. Oh yeah, absolutely. And we're gonna get into that a bit later as well. Chubby Teddy says the cinematography alone was so inspiring, blows my mind that the budget was 80 million. Yeah, the the um the opening scene I think just really set that bar, and how they opened the film with the I'm trying not to spoil how the film opens because I don't want to give it away. I want you guys to just kind of experience it, right? Um, but yeah. Oh yeah, and make sure no like spoilers in the chat. Yeah, I mean, this is a spoiler free, all right? Um says did anyone have a sequence in the movie that stood out in particular? I think that one of the scenes for me, man, it was probably a few of the scenes with Andy when he first started like not just going along with everything, you know? Yeah. I'll just kind of leave it at that. Yeah. He says Skywalker, that opening scene was amazing. Yeah. Yeah. J Mar says dug the music so much, especially one particular track from the soundtrack called He's Glitchy, real good track. Yeah. The music was great overall as well. Score was fantastic. Really just had that overall sense of dread. Callbacks to the older films, right, while still keeping things fresh. Uh, is, is, they paid so much homage to um, really like the overall franchise, right? It wasn't just um, one particular film or even two films. It really embraced all of the Alien franchise, and I'm glad that they did that. But we'll get more into that later. Yep. It says Romulus takes place between Alien and Aliens. Absolutely. Right? It's a prequel sequel. You know what I'm saying? Or it's just fits right up in between is these two movies. It takes place like what, I think it's 20 years after the first Alien movie, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, overall, dug the story. I dug like where it kind of fit into the timeline, how it plays in well with the other movies, how the characters are fleshed out, how their arcs play out. Really dug all of that, and I think that um, there is a lot here for them to continue with these characters, and I do hope that we get a sequel to this because I do want to see where this story goes from here. Um, and I I think that this movie doing well could also play into because I still do want Ridley Scott to kind of finish his trilogy as well. Um, I've met or and not even just met, but been talking to several people in the past few days that have told me that Prometheus is like one of their favorite movies. People have just like legit just been telling me this, just even in conversation, speaking about other stuff. And then one told me earlier today because he was asking me about this. And he was like, yo, I haven't seen any of the Alien movies. And I was like, none of them. And he was like, oh, I saw Prometheus though. Love that movie. Love that movie. Like, can I go watch this? And, am I going to be confused? I was like, nah, bro, go ahead and check it out because uh, he did say he saw like Alien versus Predator. I was like, so as long as you know they got acid for blood and all that or whatever, and you just know how the stuff operates, you'll be fine. And so yeah, I think that those fans shouldn't be forgotten, and I hope that it kind of continues for both branches, right? Uh, we should get a sequel to this, but also that other trilogy should be finished as well, right? He said, midquel, right? He said, like an in between cool. Said, the Prometheus nod in the soundtrack was amazing. Facts. And then we got HMDS in the building, right? Which, you know what? We're going to have an action packed episode of the Zack Snyder Hour tomorrow. HMDS. I'm going to drop a link for y'all if y'all want to hop on tomorrow because we back. You know what I mean? And we are energized, and I think it'll be a great conversation. So, much love to HMDS. Yeah, dig. Look, and Sin Havoc says Alien Romulus makes me want to see a Prometheus sequel. Yeah, it definitely does. Yeah. But yeah, let's continue the conversation. Yeah, I dug these characters, yo. One of the things for me that I was really looking forward to, or gonna be looking at, rather, was because one thing with horror movies that really bothers me is I hate when people are dumb in horror movies. It is a pet peeve, and I know that a lot of times, um, you kind of have to put horror movie characters in compromising situations. So, you kind of have to do that. Um, I get that, but I hate when they're just overly stupid and I'm just like, yo, what the hell is going on? Right? Um, I didn't get that from this at all. You know, there was one kind of decision that was like maybe questionable, but then even when you think about it, it's like, nah, I could totally see that person doing that. Right. Yeah, I was really keeping my eye out for any of the characters kind of making dumb decisions that were just overall dumb, and I wasn't getting that. You know, I heard some people complaining that they said that the actors looked too good coming from the planet that they came from. I was like, man, this is some ridiculous criticism. This is some ridiculous criticism, right? Um says loved the Xeno design in this movie. Yeah, like the the xenomorphs is like another character, right? And I loved how they kind of played into everything. I love how you are continuing to see the evolution of these things, even though it's still like within that same world, you're still kind of finding out new things that these things are uh actually capable of, right? But yeah, wait, where'd that comment go? Chris Brown says the actor that played Andy was amazing. There's so much depth and layers to his performance. He cooked. Yeah, man. Like, I think Andy was really the standout of this movie for me. Right. I really enjoyed watching his kind of evolution throughout the film. Mama Bear says ridiculous criticism is nothing new to us. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. The Kegi said you talking more about the characters than the actual, or is in the film actually did. Who do you feel was underdeveloped? Was it Andy? Was it Rain? Like, says Andy was good, but not really developed enough. Like, in what way? He says it made no sense why Rain's father would give her a black synthetic. He said that he found it, right? And that he get does that make sense to you? And you don't think that it was like a new dynamic with the synthetics as well? I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Robert Harrison saying all the Alien movies dealt with adults. Even Newt in Aliens was on point. These are teenagers. Yeah, I don't know. It's just certain things I felt like was kind of weird. But yeah, I really dug Andy's character and the focus on what he had going on with his module. You know what I'm saying? I'll just kind of leave it at that. But moving forward, the world building, yo. Um, I was kind of talking about this earlier, but I think that you know, um, wait, he says, well, he was attacked for being black at the start of the movie. I didn't take that as he was attacked for being black. I took that as he was attacked for being a synthetic. Um, yeah, that's not the way that I took that. Like they're literally talking about him being a synthetic. Man, I mean, what up, Sean Franklin? Right? Uh Brogu says the set and cinematography was excellent. Yeah, I really dug it. He says, no, I think you misunderstood it. Okay. Cool. I can say I think that you misunderstood it, right? The synthetics were treated as a lower class in the original films. Exactly. Yeah. Uh they always were in Alien 3, Alien 4, you know what I'm saying? Like in this one, right? Even when they find the other um synthetic, it was the same thing. And that one wasn't black. You know what I'm saying? And they were still not rocking with that one either. Right? The synthetics are basically clones slash androids. Yeah. So when they weren't when they weren't rocking with the other one that wasn't black, was it because was it because of his race too? I I don't know. But anyway, yeah, so tying in with the world building, right? Uh right. He says, no, I think the writer was making a connection between antagonism towards this synthetics and racism at the same time. So was it the same thing because the synthetics were getting treated the same way throughout the entire franchise. So if you're gonna say that the way that the synthetics were treated when these films were starting out was also a parallel for how blacks were being treated, when like Ash was talked down upon in the first movie, right? And Bishop was talked down on in the second movie, right? And I mean, all these same, like it was the same things, right? So if it was, if it's that now, then it had to be that then too, in my opinion. HMDS says even in Prometheus, David is treated poorly for being a synthetic. So yeah, if it's that for this, then it has to be that for all the movies. You know what I mean? So yeah. Anyway, um, right? He says that guy's cousin lost a parent because of a decision that a synthetic made. That's why he had an issue with Andy and all synthetics, right? He said, class wars are universal slash multiversal. What a shocker. Other breaking news, water wet. Shout out to, bro, why am I blanking on this name? Not, Perry White. Because I wanted to call him Lawrence Fishburne, but I was like, no, no, no. Right. Says David 8 was also talked down on. Right. The synthetics in the first two movies were white. They said well, the writer has confirmed it about Andy. Well, you can have a writer that might have been trying to infer something, but me as a viewer and as who consumed the film, right? I know as an Alien fan that all the synthetics have been have been like treated poorly, right? Like it's been very, very common in all the movies. It's like been a discussion in Alien, it's been a discussion in Aliens, Alien 3, Alien Resurrection, you know what I'm saying? Like Prometheus, right? So unless we're gonna say that it was that for all the other films, you know, then cool. Like I don't care what the guy said or gal, whoever. You know what I mean? Uh, but yeah, back to the world building, yo. One of the things that was really big for me, as I was just kind of talking about earlier, was that I wanted this film to kind of pay homage and play in the entire like sandbox of Alien, right? Like uh I wanted it to not only just pay homage to those first couple films, but also Prometheus, Alien Covenant, and all that stuff because they are in the same universe. And despite how I may feel about those movies, or anybody, I know that there are fans of it. Like I said earlier, like I run into people and I talk to people all the time that love those movies. Like they love them. So I was like, okay, I know that this is going to be way more in line with what we got in that first film, but at the same time, can you still just kind of tip the hat and nod to those films because there are a lot of fans of those films. And I thought that that would have been kind of like a missed opportunity in a huge way for them to kind of have some of that fan service because fan service is not a bad thing, right? Like we pay for these stuff, and like fan service is customer service, right? Like what kind of establishment would you want them to have bad customer service when dealing with you? So if you're just gonna go to these films and never get any fan service, that is bad customer service in my opinion. So with them doing that and playing in the entire sandbox, is the entire sandbox of the Alien franchise, I think that it was super dope. And um, just incorporating these little Easter eggs. Also, they kept me like super engaged in the film because they're kind of sprinkled throughout everything, right? And you're just watching the background and you're listening to what they're saying, and it's nods in the music, right? And I just don't like I just don't see why people would be upset with fan service, right? And Chubby Teddy says, so Skywalker, what does Romulus stand on your list of favorite alien movies? I'd say it's up there, dude. My favorite is Aliens, right? Um, Obviously, you can see that with that, it kind of it how can I say this? It inspired one of my favorite franchises of all time in Halo, right? So Aliens will always be that top one for me, but this is pretty dope, man. This was a super dope movie, and yeah, I'd probably have it. Yeah, this is top two, top three for me. Definitely top three. I'm gonna have to see it again though before I can really say. Brother Johnny says Prometheus and Alien Covenant are misunderstood masterpieces. What I look, I had a few problems with Prometheus, but I will say from what I've heard, I have heard that uh there was some stuff that was taken out of that movie that probably would have fixed the issues that I had with it. So I'll definitely say that. And I think the Alien Covenant was a little bit better than Prometheus. But yeah, those movies were cool, but I just still felt like yeah, this one is probably top two, top three for me personally. The Kegi says, I don't get what you mean. Um, okay, so how can I say this? It's kind of like what George R. Martin was talking about, right? Where he was like, hey, a lot of times these modern kind of writers that have been being hired for certain things, they think that, they can add more to the lore or, with these adaptations of these stories than the actual writers of the stories did, right? So if you have some kind of like modern writer or what have you that is doing a project and they want to impart stuff from like their personal, you know, lives and stories into these films and try to personalize them. Um, I have no problem with that necessarily like just offhand, but that does not mean that at the same time I have to take from that what they are trying to convey if that goes against what is already in the modern thing, right? So if they're going to use a parallel of a synthetic to try to talk about racism, right? Like as a black dude, I didn't get that from that. Like that's just not where my mind went because I know what goes on with the synthetics, yo. So it's like, hey, you can try to make that parallel, but at the same time, if that's not what I glean from it, because uh I'm not looking for that per se, right? Like I don't live my life through the shade of like race like that, right? So I'm seeing, hey, these kids is over here messing this synthetic up because the synthetics are treated as I mean, bro, like I just if Bishop would have got this treatment, if Ash got this treatment, you know, they were just interacting with another synthetic shortly after that, and he was getting the same kind of like, uh lack of empathy. You know what I'm saying? So was that, yeah, that's what I mean. Hopefully that could kind of clarify that for you, right? Synaptic says those movies are yeah, those movies are very misunderstood. People have no idea, right? He said, well, Disney is using Disney Plus terms of service to get out of killing someone, so they might, right? Crazy, bro. Disney Plus. They said you signed up for the terms, right? Crazy. Yeah, yeah. That seems like this is the order that I'm gonna like kind of settle on. But this is dope. Said it's a solid third, right? It says I love Prometheus as a sci-fi movie, just not what I expected from an alien film. That's what I think that a lot of people or that was the problem that a lot of people had with that film is that they was like, yo, it just shouldn't have been marketed as an alien movie, right? He's like, yeah, like the writers of The Acolyte, you can insert your own ideas, but if it doesn't fit the established IP, it's nonsense. Yeah. He says, Ridley Scott was about to do Alien Paradise Lost, but 20th Century Fox shut that project down. That third installment would tie everything that Scott was trying to convey to the audience and fans. No, I'm sure that it was. And I hope that he gets that, right? Because I think that he was setting up what he was setting up, and he should be allowed to finish that story, right? He said Disney Plus is yelling murderer like Balisari is. Traitor. Right? Yeah. It, it's just really funny. But uh with the ending of this film, I feel like it also kind of tipped the hat to another alien film that might not get a lot of love, right? And I don't want to spoil that, but you know, um, I think that they tried to tip their hat into that film, and they did it in their own way, but it was yo, I didn't expect that, uh this film kind of does a good job of like escalating the stakes and throwing more things at you that you don't really see coming. And I thought that the ending, was pretty dope. And I don't want no spoilers in the chat. Uh, but just having this film play out the way that it did and it adding what it added to the franchise overall, I think that they did a great job. Right. And he says, I hope that they make Paradise Lost, but I doubt Disney will let them. There should be a lot more uh, interest in the Alien franchise after this film. And I think that, if fans of the Alien franchise all come together and start campaigning, that, hey, we want to see Paradise Lost, you might be able to get it. I have hope for stuff like that. Long as the fans come together and talk in a way that can be easily understood by these corporations. Facts. Just come with a clear and concise message. Let Ridley Scott do Paradise Lost, you know what I'm saying? And you may get what you asked for. But you got to support this film too. Facts. Like, if this film doesn't land well, they're going to take that as nobody's interested in the Alien franchise. That's how that works, people. The Keki says, I like Alien 3 and 4 more despite their many flaws. They tried to be unique and true to their director's vision, even if they failed, rather than just make them big budget fan films devoid of soul. Well, I can appreciate that perspective. I don't think that this was like a big budget film like that was devoid of soul. But I would say that Alien 3, apparently there was like a director's cut, you know what I'm saying? And I think David Fincher kind of talked about how the post-production on that was pretty crazy. So I don't know if that was a good example. But yeah, Resurrection, I mean, yeah, I don't know. Resurrection is a mixed bag for sure, yo. The third act in Alien Romulus was absolutely crazy. Yeah, I didn't really expect what we got, It says if this film was like a best of worst of previous Alien films. Yeah, I didn't get that. It says Prometheus is underrated. You know what? I think that I gotta go rewatch those movies, man. Cause I feel like I remember them, but I don't for some reason. But I've seen both of them, and I think I've seen Covenant I think I've seen Covenant like twice, and maybe Prometheus once. Yeah. It says yeah, the Syndicate Network. Hey, shouts out to y'all. Alien 3 and 4, not so much. Right. Yeah. Says Alien 4 is weirdly entertaining. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's weird, bro. Like the whole dude getting a hole in the back of his head, but he's still like, there was there was a lot of stuff in that movie. And just from like a cinematography aspect, it was like so different looking than all the other Alien films, right? It says a assembly cut, but the Fincher didn't allow them to call it a director's cut. Well, yeah, I gotta go. Hey, we might have to rewatch that, right? Yeah, because I really dug this movie. It says I played Alien 3 on Sega. Prometheus watch party. Hey, you know what? Y'all ask and y'all shall receive. What streaming service is it on? We got to figure that out. Don't let it be on Netflix. Bro, I don't know. Don't let that shit be on Netflix. Right? We got Tyler Shaw saying, I have Alien 1, Alien 2, Alien Resurrection, then Prometheus. Then I don't care for the rest, to be honest. Yeah. What's going on? Alien Covenant is okay. Yeah. I was just glad that they leaned into this world. Right. Oh, he said R is for the new one. Okay. Resurrect. Yeah. Romulus. Okay. Cool, 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 cool. Says dialogue in this film was terrible at times. She asked him how he knew how to use a gun, and he says he read it in a magazine. Seriously, they couldn't have explained it in a more creative way. Oh, hey, man. When he said that, I actually chuckled. Hey, look, I know that I'm not the end all be all. You know what I'm saying? Like how I receive stuff don't have to be how y'all received it. But man, says, have you read the Alien Dark Horse comics? No, I have not. I ain't even about to cap, bro. But I have seen, yeah, I've seen all the movies though. I think, including both Alien versus Predators, if I'm not mistaken. It says R is for the new one. So are the Alien movies available on Netflix? Yo, I don't know where they are, but says the second Predator movie I've seen is one of the worst movies I've ever seen. You didn't like Predator 2, bro, with Danny Glover? I actually like that movie. Love it. Want some candy? Right? Robert Harrison says, "Is Skywalker, what are your thoughts on the upcoming Alien Earth streaming series that's about to debut on Hulu?" Yo, I think that one, I haven't seen anything from it, but yo, if they have a way to kind of tie more things up with this universe and kind of continue to bridge this gap, I don't mind. I think that more content for fans of these franchises, as long as they're engaging with it, they should be serviced. You know? So if this show comes out and people are watching it and they're engaging with it, I think that they should continue it. It's just as simple as that. Says Jedi, all horror movies are silly like that though. Go down the list. Oh, I think yeah, he was talking about that part earlier. Yeah. Said how dare you read a magazine about it, right? Yo, it's like they say it was like an early version, and he's trying to like, say, hey, this how you use it. I read it. This how it's supposed to be used. I don't know. And it was like a joke too. Get it? I read it in the yeah. The Alien movies are on Hulu. he's like, guns. That was from RoboCop. If y'all didn't know, But anyway, Tyler Shaw says also Jedi was cool to meet you the other day. Yeah, for sure, man. I'm about to post some of those pictures that I took from the event a couple weeks ago because man, that was so dope, and I got a lot more stuff that I gotta post, man. But shouts out to all y'all that pulled up for sure. The Kegi says, I do want to say that the set designs and practical alien effects in Romulus are fantastic. And just for those things, I would recommend it. And Andy, too, who for me was the best thing about this film. Yeah, I really enjoyed the Andy character. The set designs are fantastic. Alien effects were fantastic. I thought that what it brought forth and how it tied in with the other films was fantastic. I just overall enjoyed it, man. I had a great time, and I'm probably gonna go see it again. Right? So yeah. Said the AVP movies are crap. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Wait. Prometheus is on Hulu and Amazon Prime. So if it's streaming on Amazon Prime, that's where we're gonna watch it at. Because I can do Amazon Prime. You know what I'm saying? I'm not about because I don't have Hulu and I'm not gonna get Hulu to stream Prometheus. So yeah, we can stream that over on Amazon Prime. You know what I mean? See, he says, if y'all can, it needs to be seen in IMAX, in my opinion. Yeah, I agree because I really wanted to see it in IMAX. I couldn't for this first screening, but man, I wanted to see that thing in IMAX so bad. And I'm going to for my second screening. That's why I for sure got to see it. Have to see it twice. But yeah, back to the ending though. I was pretty surprised with where they went. I would like to see what kind of comes from this in the future. I want to see what happens with these characters and what Wayland Utani is going to be up to. You know what I'm saying? Because they're always, man, they're always meddling, right? Always meddling. But I really had a great time with this film, and with that, I'm gonna move on to my final thoughts. Um, I would really recommend everybody go check this out. I think it fits in great uh, with the rest of the movies. Fits right in the middle of Alien 1 and Alien 2, or Alien and Aliens. Uh, brings a lot forward. And I think that, it was just overall done well. Set designs were fantastic. Um, all of the practical effects, and one more thing. To me, it made like the single xenomorph scary again. Right? It really did. It made like a single face hugger scary again. Even though we get like multiple face huggers and stuff like that, but you can see again like just the amount of pressure that one face hugger could apply, right? And I'm just really glad that we got back to a point where one xenomorph is scary and or absolutely terrifying, and they were having a hard time just dealing with one. And you just kind of see the stakes kind of go up from there. So I thought that was also done very well. And I would really recommend that you guys check this movie out. I gave it y'all know I'm bad with scoring. I probably gave it like an 8 out of 10 to 8.5. Really had a great time, and definitely gonna go check this thing out again. Right. He says, after Romulus, I'm starting to think Wayland Utani might be bad. Right? Nah, bro. Look, there's always that gray area, you know? There's always that gray area. GDI says, you convinced me to go watch this movie since I was afraid if they would pull a Star Wars sequels and ignore Prometheus. Yo, I told you, right? I told you that they wasn't going to ignore those films. Says Romulus title makes sense more as a Ridley Scott movie. Romulus and Remus were raised by wolves, and they were siblings who ended up fighting and one dying. So it referenced Rain and Andy, the relationship. Yeah. I think that, you know, if it would have been something that maybe would have been like on the table for Ridley Scott, I think that uh that would have been is something that we might have been looking into. But with his film being called Paradise Lost, I just think there's probably a tip of the cap also, you know. And if it was a tip of the cap, was it wrong? You know, this is and on that note, Event Horizon 97 was way more entertaining than Alien Resurrection. Drop the mic. Hey, said Way You isn't just bad, it's incompetent. Romulus was a king slash emperor of Rome, right? Says, yep, the title Romulus fits Scott's naming convention. Yeah. But if it was a tip of the cap, was it wrong? Right? Says Ridley Scott did do a TV series Raised by Wolves, and also the film references Blade Runner at the start. Yeah, so is it a tip of the cap? And I heard that Raised by Wolves isn't really in the same universe. You know, because you're right, Sky. You're right. We shouldn't blame the corporations. There are people too. Yeah, can't blame them, bro. Yeah, yeah. I'm bad at scoring, but nah, I really enjoyed this film. It says Jedi. I'm just a fan of cliffhangers to bad cliffhangers. Uh, history so far. Yeah, man. Look, I'm about to get on out of here though, y'all. Y'all put y'all last questions and comments down at the bottom. You dig? Says a John Carpenter over Joss Whedon. Yeah, for sure. Bro, I'll take whoever over. But man, says yep, Blade Runner and Alien are in the same universe. Yeah, bro. Right? Because they mentioned Wayland Utani, if I'm not mistaken. Right? You know? GDI says, I think Paradise Lost was going to have David as the main character because the original poem, Paradise Lost, was focused on Satan dooming humanity out of paradise. Yeah, bro, look, I think that we should definitely see how that whole thing is going to play out. It ended on a cliffhanger, right? And I think that Ridley Scott deserves to be able to finish that trilogy. Yo. He does. Not a lot of love for Joss here for reasons. Facts. Says Raised by Wolves referenced genetic testing and seeding. Just like Prometheus did, right? With the engineers, bro. Oh, it was the Tyrell Corporation, right? Yeah. Bro, they are cooking Joss Whedon, bro. Right? HMD says, bro, I'll take the flu over Joss Whedon. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. Look, we about to shut this thing down, man. We about to get on out of here. I just wanted to come tap in with y'all real quick and talk about Alien Romulus. You know, I ain't even gonna do the outro this time because I do gotta go. But shouts out to everybody that was part of the live crew and everybody that will take part in the replay as well. Y'all always make the show so much doper and it's so much more fun. Make sure that y'all are here live tomorrow for the Zack Snyder Hour. It's gonna be a fantastic show. We got a lot to talk about. HMDS says Gladiator 2 will have an end credit where they fight the Predator. He like, fuck it, I'm mixing all my universes, bro. Crazy. He said, if you guys have seen Blade Runner Black and White, do it. Yeah, that would be crazy. Nah, that's wild. He said Gladiator 2 about to fight the Predator, bro. They gonna come back to the ancient times. That's gonna be hilarious. But look, shouts out to all y'all. Y'all have a wonderful evening, and thanks for rocking out. I'll see y'all tomorrow on the Zack Snyder Hour. We'll get at y'all next time. Peace.